Welcome to a Christmas Lift to Work with Tina.
And I'm Kate. Welcome. So, what can we expect, Tina?
In the weeks ahead, Lift to Work is going to have a Christmas flavour. So we're going to have episodes on expectations and managing them at Christmas, how to deal with Christmas overwhelm, missing people at Christmas and how to deal with that, and creating your own traditions.
All of those things that sometimes can be a little bit stressful. So, we're here to take the stress out of it and give you a nice, relaxing Christmas vibe. So, what have we got to grab, Tina?
Grab your tissues, your turkey, your tinsel, and
Oh, and your glass of mulled wine, everyone. Alcoholic or non-alcoholic, it's up to you.
yeah, and welcome to a Christmas.
Lift to work.
Welcome to A Lift to Work with Tina.
And I am Kate. Hello, you lovely lot.
I know I can't tell you how exciting the mode of transport is today. Kate, go for it.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are skiing to our destination.
I know, I'm so excited. I've never been skiing. I think I just would love it, but I've never been. And I imagine at the end I'm going to swish down the slope and have a hot chocolate. This sounds so good.
I mean, I'd like to say that I am an excellent skier. We had got a dry ski slope by my mum and dad's. I had lessons when we were kids. My snowplow, I was a bit too enthusiastic with my snowplow though, and my skis crossed. I spent a lot of time on the floor,
Ah,
but not today.
no, no,
Today,
because everyone will be an expert skier. It's part of the deal when you get on
yes,
transport. You just
yeah,
are. So
yeah.
imagine yourself swooping down the slope.
Oh, oh, heading towards an après ski.
Oh, nice. I like the sound of this.
Mm-hmm.
So, in this very vein, today we are talking about expectations, setting your expectations in relation to the coming months and the events ahead, Christmas and New Year. So, the good thing about humans is we have got an amazing imagination. Most of us can imagine things, not everyone actually. And if you're neurodiverse, that can be a bit more uh, of a challenge for you to think about things in that way. But generally speaking, a lot of us can imagine things being different and things being a certain way. So this comes into play when you win in a good way, when you can kind of change where you are now and start imagining a different future. However, sometimes this is unhelpful because we start imagining things to be a certain way, maybe fed by social media or adverts or something. And then when that imagined thing is not realized, we get quite disappointed.
Mm. You ever
And
nailed it, Tina?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So sometimes Christmas can be a little bit like nailed it, can't it? As in we build it up to be such a whereas it's more of like a ooh.
yeah. We and things like films, carol singers at the door, like Love Actually, or, or lots of twinkly snow. When my daughter was growing up, often she just wanted it to snow at Christmas, like it was such a big thing, because a lot of the movies or films all had snow in them.
Mm,
So that kind of thing. And yeah, just imagining everyone like, round a warm fire,
yeah.
drinking eggnog, whatever that is. And it ends up not being that. It ends up being a small bottle of Snowball, which my gran used to like, and the electric heater. So yeah,
Baby Sham.
baby sham, cherry bee for those who are a certain age. So yeah, I think it's like, how can your thinking help you manage expectations so that you come out the other side actually having had a good time?
Yeah. And so expectations come in, they come in different forms, really. And for everybody, it's different. Let's just say, for example, you have put a lot of thought and effort into a present. And you're so excited and you're expecting this person who you give it to be like, oh, that's really beautiful. Thank you very much. And they open it and they go, oh,
with that tone of voice.
yeah. Ooh. Oh, you ever had that?
Yeah.
So that feeling of, oh, well. So we're avoiding that, aren't we? That's what we want, is to avoid those feelings. Other expectations. I can do it all myself. Thank you very much. I don't need any help. I can do it.
Because there's a little bit of, you ask yourself this question: how much do I need to control this event, i.e. the family coming for lunch?
Yeah.
How much control do I feel I need to have around everything?
And it's not necessarily how much control you need to have. It's how much control your ego needs to have. Oh, I've done all of this all by myself.
Yeah. And also things like, I've even known someone who, like, people weren't sitting in the configuration they imagined they should. So, you know, like, why is Auntie Joan sitting next to Uncle Bob? They won't be able to hear each other because they're both hard of hearing. I was imagining she would sit next to that person. So even just kind of like, people get very caught up in really imagining it like a scene in a play, and you're going stage left, people come in and take their shoes off, have a drink, stage right, move to the left, Uncle Bob sit here. They're almost like a director in their heads of situations. And that is setting yourself up for disappointment and a fall.
Yeah.
Finding a way to mentally think, I'm just creating a space in which people are going to be having a good time. Yeah.
And are your expectations in line with somebody else's? Do you want the same thing? Everybody's holidays are different. Everybody is different. No two people do it the same. So there is also an expectation that, oh, Christmas, it's the most wonderful time of it. Oh, I sang to you. Look at that with my karaoke voice. It's the most wonderful time of year. Who says?
And I think sometimes, I remember talking to a colleague. We were both working quite a bit of Christmas one year, and I was going to get Boxing Day off, I think it was. So I was definitely working quite a long shift on Christmas Day. So my expectations were that it would be a kind of okay shift, and that I would have, other people around me feeling that they'd been well cared for, but also had a moment or two to relax on that day, because it is, after all, a special day, so to speak. And the person I was working with, their expectations were just to have a bit of a rest. So they had a period, not on the day they were working, but on the period they had off between. They were like, oh no, I'm not going to ricochet around and see a load of family. My expectations are I will go home, eat what I want, get lots of rest because I'm tired, enjoy the telly I enjoy because there'll be some good films on, and that'll be me, and I'll be happy with that.
See, I hadn't thought about stuff like that. Different family members expecting different things from each other. Who's going to come to who? You're going to come to me. Well, actually, no, I'm not.
I know. And it is quite a tricky thing to navigate. And you do see families, don't you, ricocheting around in a car like some kind of speed demons going, right. It's like an operation, isn't it? From some kind of army. It's like, right, 10 a.m. at mum's, like kids up 8 a.m., dressed, washed, presents by 9:30, 10 a.m. at mum's for the morning thing, and then 3 p.m. at Auntie Doris's for we're all having whatever. And I mean, it's just quietly exhausting, isn't it? And it's how you manage that, and how you manage that very early doors. So the minute those conversations start, and what's everyone doing, you go, well, this year we're doing this, but we'd love to join in with this and that. And for some people, that's moving Christmas Day and saying, you know, we're just going to have a quiet time on the day, but, you know, we'd like to do all those celebrations on the day after or whatever.
Yeah.
Of course, if you work in health work, you often end up doing that anyway.
I was just going to say, any healthcare professional out there, anyone involved in health, will have worked over the Christmas/New Year period.
Yeah.
Every year, because that's what we did. I learned very early on that we just had 2 Christmases, so we have Christmas Day twice.
Yeah.
You know, how brilliant. The kids know that we have 2 Christmases.
Yeah, and you know, I've got other friends who nurses and doctors in the family who do Christmas Eve dinner. I've got other key worker friends who always work Boxing Day. You know, they just look at it differently and they make it work for them. And I think that's the starting place. And I think you said something really important, Kate, is like the question is, what are my expectations for my most contented Christmas? Not super happy like in a film, but this period, for me to get out the other end and think, oh, that was quite pleasant, actually. That was nice. What are my expectations that what that would look like?
Yeah, and I think it's important to note as well that not everybody celebrates Christmas. And you know, and whatever you choose to do, that's fine. It makes no difference to me at all. But I have heard over the years numerous times, well, so and so doesn't celebrate Christmas, so they should work Christmas Day. Why? Why would you think that?
I know, it's quite interesting, isn't it, about how people expect those who aren't as invested, let's use that word, in this time of year, to be the ones who will cover shifts. I mean, sometimes they will comfortably, people will go, oh, I'm not so bothered, I'll happily work. But other people, I've heard phrases like, well, you know, you've not got any children.
I know, right? Well,
I know. But equally, there was a period in my life before my daughter was born, I didn't have children, but I had relatives, I had friends, I had parents, I had people I wanted to be a part of their celebrations. And so it is about fairness and just clarifying with each other, if you're in a team sort of setup, you know, if this period has to be worked, what's fair and what is everyone's expectation.
Yeah, and that's key, isn't it, is communication, because we all want different things, and not everybody's Christmas is going to be a happy one.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So don't expect somebody, if somebody's like, yeah, Christmas is coming. Oh, okay. Well, why aren't you happy about it? Why aren't you? Well, it's frankly none of your business, actually.
Yeah. You know, let people dance about and celebrate, filled with glitter and tinsel, and put their decks up on the 1st of November and let them do them.
Let's be honest, we all know somebody, don't we, who's like, it's October, I'm gonna get my tree up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have a couple of friends like that. Madness. Christmas madness.
But like Kate and I often say, just do you. So the starting place is set your own expectations. You know, what could this look like for me? And then what would be happening if that was the case? So then do your planning based on your expectations of contentment and an okay kind of time. And if you feel like you're escalating, or anyone around you is, and it's all getting a bit big, just try and have a little secret message to yourself is, this is hype. This is hype. I don't need to, I can step outside of that. I don't need to be on that roller coaster of everything being hyped up. You know, I can just enjoy it in my own way with my own people, or on my own completely, which some people do.
And if things don't go quite according to plan, it's okay, isn't it? It's just different.
Exactly. And that's an important thing to mention, Kate, isn't it? Because don't project your expectations onto others. So I know someone who lived alone. This poor person said, oh yeah, I'm working Christmas morning, but I've got the rest of the day off, and I'm basically just going to enjoy something with a cat, and my favorite film is on, and I'm just going to chill out. And everyone was like, oh no, come to mine for dinner. I can't bear the thought of you being on your own. Oh my goodness, no, that's terrible. Well, you're loading all of your own stuff onto that human who basically is just saying, I quite like being on my own, or I am on my own and I'm okay with that.
And if you want to sit and have your Christmas dinner in your pajamas, crack on.
Absolutely.
In your new Christmas pajamas.
Exactly. That could be your new tradition, just don't get dressed. Why not? Just do what you want to do. So expectations, I think this episode is just a little reminder just to make sure that you're not over imagining and being pulled into the hype.
Yeah.
And that you are doing you and setting your own expectations, really.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to link nicely, Tina. So skiing, because we're about to finish now. So we can liken it to our skiing, can't we? Expectation is that, you're going to go down the slope and well, not crash, really, for me. That would be mine. Get down the bottom without dying. And for somebody else, they're going to do a triple loop-de-loop. I don't know what it's called. Somebody out there is crying.
Move,
shouting at me now, going, Kate, you know nothing about aerial sports. But do you know what I mean? We all do things in our own way.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you can feel good about the fact it met your expectations, not everyone else's. So
yeah,
go out there and do you, guys.
Yeah. And now we are down the bottom of the slope with no broken bones.
Fabulous.
Ready for a sit in the hot tub.
Oh, and a little Aperol ski for me. Thank you very much.
Oh, a massage. That'll do me all right.
Yeah, we're going to have all these things. We've set our expectations. Our imaginations are going wild, listeners. Yeah. So we'll see you for the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.
Take care, guys. Bye.
To A Lift to Work, please subscribe, share with your friends, and follow us.
Make your comments below. So this is a quick disclaimer from us that just says that whilst we are registered practitioners, if you have listened to anything that has caused a trigger, or you feel like you need medical attention or support, please go and see your GP or other registered healthcare professional.
Absolutely, because this podcast is for educational and fun reasons. Thank you, everyone.
Lots of fun.
Bye.